Very good morning, students. I hope all of you following the previous videos slowly and step by step. Don't miss one video also, student. Every topic is interlinked with the next topic. Then it will be the topic and concept will be clear to all of you. That's why every day watch the videos. Then next concepts will be very clear to all of you. Right, students. In the previous classes, we are completed two topics. One is classification of haloalkanes and haloarenes based on number of halogen atom as well as hybridization. Second concept, nomenclature of haloalkanes and haloarenes. Now we are discussing third topic, student, according to NCERT textbook, that is nature of carbon halogen bond, that is nature of CX bond, nature of CX bond. This topic we are discussing, student, slowly step by step. Observe the cursor, student. Nature of CX bond, nature of CX bond. The carbon halogen bond is the main criteria, main important bond in the case of haloalkanes and haloarenes. In the case of haloalkanes and haloarenes. For example, if you consider haloalkane, CX bond is present. If you consider haloarenes, CX bond is present. That's why the CX bond is the common bond either haloalkanes or haloarenes. Introduction, student. In carbon halogen bond, the halogen atom is more electronegative than the carbon atom. The halogen atom is more electronegative than the carbon atom. Hence, the shared electron pair between the carbon and halogen moves towards highest electronegative atom. Moves towards highest electronegative atom. For example, student, here the carbon electronegativity will be 2.5, whereas the rest of the halogens, that is fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine, are having electronegativity more than 2.5. Hence the electronegativity of the halogens, that is fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine, having electronegativity more than 2.5. Due to this reason, the electronegativity of halogens are more than that of the carbon atom. That only, student. In CX bond, the halogen atom, that is either fluorine, chlorine or bromine or iodine, the halogen atom is more electronegative than the carbon atom. Hence, the shared electron pair between the carbon and halogen atom, moves towards highest electronegative atom. The shared electron pair present between these two moves towards the highest electronegative halogen atom. Due to this shifting of electron density towards halogen atom, the carbon develops partial positive charge and halogen develops partial negative charge. Because, student, the carbon atom losses shared electron pair density, the halogen atom gains shared electron pair density. Due to this reason, the carbon develops partial positive charge and halogen develop partial negative charge. Hence, the polarity is developed in the molecule. Hence, the polarity is developed on the carbon covalent bond. Therefore, the nature of the CX bond is polar covalent bond. See, student, here the nature of this CX bond is polar covalent bond. Clear, students? The nature of the CX bond. Observe student, here last conclusion I am given already. The nature of the CX bond is polar covalent bond student. Why? Because polarity is developed in the carbon halogen bond. Polarity is developed on the carbon halogen bond. Carbon halogen bond. Let us consider student, the carbon is having tetravalency. One of the bond is bonded to halogen atom. In the case of haloalkanes and haloaries, this halogen atom is having highest electronegativity than the carbon atom. It is having electronegativity 2.5. It is having electronegativity more than 2.5. Okay, students. Due to this reason, the shared electron pair between the carbon and halogen atom shifted towards halogen, hence develop partial positive charge and partial negative charge. Hence polarity is developed on the carbon halogen covalent bond. Hence it is polar covalent bond, but it is polar covalent bond. Clear students, it is the general rough structure of the polar nature of the covalent bond. Next student, in the nature of CX bond, we are discussing a continuation. Bond length, bond energy, which is also known as bond enthalpies, dipole moment of alkyl halides are given below student. Therefore, in the case of alkyl halides, what is the bond length, what is the bond energy, what is dipole moment, and their corresponding decreasing or increasing orders we are discussing student. Very interesting students, in a competitive point of view, especially KCET and NEET point of view, this type of questions they will ask students. See the student, first one, observe the cursor student. The bond length, bond energy, which is also known as bond enthalpy, and the dipole moment of alkyl halides are given below. First property we are discussing student, that is bond length. Student. Bond length. The distance between the nuclei of two bonded atoms in a molecule are called bond length. Bond length means student, the distance between nuclei of two bonded atoms in a molecule are known as bond length. The bond length can be measured in the units of picometers and nanometer. PM stands for picometer, NM stands for nanometer. 1 picometer is equal to 10 to the power of minus 12 meter. 1 nanometer is equal to 10 to the power of minus 9 meters. Now we are discussing student, bond length of these compounds. Let us consider the following alkyl halides, that is methyl fluoride, methyl chloride, methyl bromide, methyl iodide. Their corresponding IUPAC name is fluoromethane, chloromethane, bromomethane, and iodomethane. In methyl fluoride, the nature of the carbon halogen bond will be CF. Here carbon chlorine, here carbon bromine, here carbon iodine student. Bond length means to what student? The distance between centers of nuclei of two bonded atoms in a molecule are known as bond length. Here carbon and fluorine like this. In the case of CH3F, the distance between nuclei of carbon and fluorine atoms are known as bond length. That is 139 picometers student. Whereas in the case of carbon and chlorine in methyl chloride, what happens student? The size of the chlorine atom is more than that of fluorine atom. The size of the chlorine atom is more than that of the fluorine atom. Here size increases student. As the size increases, distance between the nuclei of bonded atom increases. As the distance increases, bond length also increases. Next student, bromomethane. the carbon-bromine bond. The size of the bromine is more than that of chlorine as well as fluorine. Hence, the distance between nuclei of carbon and bromine atom is increases. Hence, the bond length will be 193 picometers. 193 picometers. In the case of methyl iodide, the carbon iodide bond is present. The iodine atom is having larger size than that of the bromine, chlorine and fluorine. Hence, the distance between nuclei of the carbon and iodine atom will be more. Hence, the bond length will be more. Hence, the bond length will be more. Therefore, the bond length of the carbon halogen bond increases from methyl fluoride to methyl chloride, methyl chloride to methyl bromide, methyl bromide to methyl iodide. The carbon halogen bond length, will be increases from methyl fluoride to methyl iodide, It is carbon fluorine bond, it is carbon chlorine bond, carbon bromine bond, carbon iodine bond. This order they will ask in examination point of view, student. Arrange the following compounds in the increasing order of their bond length. First one, student, methyl fluoride, less bond length 139 picometer. Next one, methyl chloride 178 picometer. Methyl bromide 193 picometers. Methyl iodide 214 picometers. Once again, student, the bond length of carbon halogen bond increases from fluorine to the iodine atom because as the size of the halogen atom increases, distance between nuclei of carbon atom increases, distance between nuclei of halogen and carbon atom increases and bond length also increases. Since fluorine atom is having small size, distance between nuclei and carbon nuclei of fluorine and carbon atom is small, hence bond length is less. Whereas in the case of iodine, iodine is having large size, distance between nuclei of carbon and iodine atom is more, hence bond length is also more. Next property, student, bond energy. Next property, student, bond energy, which is also known as bond enthalpy, Observe cursor, student, bond enthalpy. Here bond energy can be defined as the energy required to break 1 mole of the bonds between the two atoms in a molecule are called bond energy. The energy required to break 1 mole of bonds, between the two atoms in a molecule are called bond energy. Let us consider one molecule AB, student. Here the bond between the two atoms is one single bond is present. To break this bond, some energy will be required. Hence the molecule becomes A plus B. The energy required to break this 1 mole of bond are known as bond energy. That word gives some meaning, student. Bond energy. The energy required to break 1 mole of the bond between the two atoms in a molecule are known as bond energy, which is also known as bond enthalpy. It is measured in the following units, students. Those are kilojoule mole inverse, kilocalorie mole inverse, and kilocalorie mole inverse. Clear, student? Right. First one, student, one example, same example. Fluoromethane, chloromethane, bromomethane, iodomethane. Here the nature of the carbon halogen bond is carbon fluorine, carbon chlorine, carbon bromine, carbon iodine. Here the bond energy required to break the carbon fluorine bond is 452 kilojoules. Carbon chlorine bond is 351 kilojoules. Carbon bromine bond is 293 kilojoules. Carbon iodine bond will be 234 kilojoules. These are experimental values, student. Here in the case of carbon fluorine bond, the bond is a strong bond and hence more energy is required to break the bond. Therefore, more bond energy. In the case of carbon iodine bond, the carbon iodine bond will be weak bond, Hence, less energy is required to break the bond. That's why just 234 kilojoules energy will be required. Here, why the bond energy will be like this, my student? Here one important equation is there. The bond energy inversely proportional to the bond length. Inversely proportional to the bond length. Very very important, student. Very very crucial. The bond energy inversely proportional to the bond length. Just now we are discussing, student, bond length order. The carbon fluorine bond is having lowest bond length. Hence it is having highest bond energy. The carbon iodine is having highest bond length, hence that is having lowest bond energy. Why? Because, students, as the bond length increases, bond energy is decreases. If you stretch the rubber band, then the rubber band can be cut very easily. Hence, the bond energy will be decreases. That's why, student, length increases, the bond can be broken very easily. Therefore, the bond energy is inversely proportional to the bond length. Hence, student, here you can observe the methyl fluoride. The methyl fluoride is having highest bond energy because it is having lowest bond length. Methyl iodide is having lowest bond energy because it is having highest bond length. Remember this equation, student, that is bond energy inversely proportional to the bond length. Next property, students, third property we are discussing, dipole moment. In your chemical bonding chapter, you are having some idea, student, dipole moment. That is the product of magnitude of charge and distance between the dipoles. Are known as dipole moment. The equation is mu is equal to q into d. The product of magnitude of charge, that is q, and the distance between the dipoles are known as dipole moment. This definition can be explained with a small example, student. Let us consider a molecule hydrofluoric acid or hydrogen fluoride. Very simple example, student. Or hydrogen fluoride. In case of hydrogen fluoride, the shared electron pair is present between the hydrogen and fluorine atom. Hydrogen contributes one electron, fluorine contributes one electron. There is a formation of shared electron pair which is shared between hydrogen and fluorine atom. But this shared electron pair likely shifted towards fluorine atom but not hydrogen atom due to one property that is known as electronegativity. Just to recall that information, student, that is the relative tendency of attracting of shared electron pair in a covalent bond towards one of the atom are known as electronegativity. This relative tendency moves towards fluorine atom, hence fluorine is more electronegative and hydrogen is less electronegative. The relative tendency of attracting of shared pair electrons of a covalent bond towards one of the atom are known as electronegativity. The atom to which the shared electron pair moves the atom in which the shared electron pair is moves towards are called more electronegative atom. The atom from which away the shared electron pair is moved are known as lowest electronegative element. The shared electron pair shifted towards fluorine. Hence, fluorine is having more electronegativity and hydrogen is having less electronegativity. Here, student, the shared electron pair partially shifted towards highest electronegative atom, that is incompletely shifted or partially shifted. That's why hydrogen develops partial positive charge, fluorine develops partial negative charge. The distance between the partial positive charge and negative charge is small d. that is distance between the dipoles. Di means two, one is positive pole and one is the negative pole, hence that is known as dipoles. The molecule HF can be considered as a dipole. HF molecule is dipole molecule because partial positive charge is present, partial negative charge is present. These partial positive and negative charges are developed on hydrogen and fluorine atom due to En difference, electronegativity difference between hydrogen and fluorine atom. Therefore, student, the charge on hydrogen is +1, the charge on fluorine is -1, plus delta and minus delta, student. Here the magnitude will be same, but sign will be different. For example, on hydrogen plus 30 coulombs is there, on fluorine minus 30 coulombs. Hydrogen plus 20 coulombs, fluorine minus 20 coulomb. Hydrogen plus 10 coulomb, fluorine minus 10 coulomb. That is, the hydrogen and fluorine are having a similar magnitude of the charge but different in a sign. And D is the distance between the dipoles, that is H plus and F minus Cr. Here, student, in this equation Q is nothing but what, student? Charge developed on the H plus or F minus Cr, that is positive charge or negative charge species. And D is known as distance between the dipoles, that is positive pole and negative pole. By multiplying these two, you will get the dipole momentum of the particular molecule. Here, one arrow mark is indicated, student. That is a crossed arrow mark. That arrow mark is known as a crossed arrow mark. That crossed arrow mark indicates the direction of the dipole moment of the particular bond. Here, student, for this bond, for this hydrogen fluoride bond, the direction of the dipole moment will be like this. The crossed arrow mark, student, just one crossed arrow mark like this, student. Crossed arrow mark. The cross indicates lowest electronegative element and arrowhead indicates highest electronegative element. Always the crossed arrow mark shifted towards highest electronegative atom or shifted from lowest electronegative atom to highest electronegative atom. That is from hydrogen to fluorine and from hydrogen to the fluorine molecule. Here the charge Q and the distance between the dipoles, that is bond length, student, that is the bond length, can be substituted in the equation. You will get a dipole moment. Here one interesting point, student. Distance between the dipoles means nothing but bond length, student. Nothing but bond length. In the previous session we were discussing bond length. The distance between nuclei of two bonded atoms in a molecule are known as the bond length. Here distance between H plus and F minus can be called as bond length. Here this arrowhead indicates, student, direction of the dipole moment. It is introduction, student. This is completed in your first PUC. Now, student, in our discussion we are discussing this one, student. The electronegativity difference. The dipole moment directly proportional to the electronegativity difference. As the electronegativity difference increases, the dipole moment value will be increases. As the electronegativity decreases, the dipole moment value will be decreases. The mu is directly proportional to the electronegativity difference, because as the En difference increases, polarity in the molecule increases. The dipole momentum also increases. This point once again I will repeat, student. The dipole moment for a particular bond depends upon the electronegativity difference between the two atoms, because as the En difference between the two atoms increases, polarity in the molecule increases. As the polarity increases, the dipole momentum also increases. That's why polar molecules are having highest dipole moment, non-polar molecules are having lowest dipole moment. Here, student, one small units regarding dipole moment, student. The units of dipole momentum is coulomb into meter, because we know that mu is equal to Q into D. The units of Q are coulomb. Why? Because Q nothing but charge. The charge can be expressed in coulomb and the distance can be expressed in meters. Distance can be expressed in meters. Similarly, student, electrostatic unit into centimeter. Electrostatic unit into centimeter. Here the charge can be also expressed in the units of ESU. ESU stands for electrostatic unit. And the distance also can be expressed in centimeters. In addition to these two units, another unit is also introduced, student, that is debye. Why? Because on the honor of the scientist Peter Debye, on the honor of the scientist Peter Debye, we are using this unit because the concept of dipole moment was given by scientist Debye, hence Debye is also unit. Therefore, student, 1 debye is equal to 10 to the power of minus 18 electrostatic unit into centimeter, 3.3 into 10 to the power of minus 30 coulomb into meter. It is conversion, student. Now here only one point, students. The dipole moment is directly proportional to the En difference between the two atoms and it can be frequently expressed in the units of the debye. Debye is the unit for dipole moment on the honor of the scientist Peter Debye. Now students, let us consider same examples. Observe cursor, student. Say, student, CH3F, CH3F, CH3Cl, CH3Br, CH3A. Fluoromethane, chloromethane, bromomethane and iodomethane. Here the nature of carbon halogen bond is carbon fluorine, carbon chlorine, carbon bromine, carbon iodine. Therefore, here, student, the electronegativity of carbon is 2.6 here. Here is 4.0 experimental value, student. Chlorine 3.0, bromine 2.8, iodine 2.5. The carbon is having electronegativity 2.6, student. We can observe electronegativity difference. Difference means highest electronegative minus lowest electronegativity. Electronegativity difference means the difference between electronegativity values of highest electronegative element and lowest electronegative element. 4.0 minus 2.6, 1.4. 3.0 minus 2.6, 0.4. 2.8 minus 2.6, 0.2. 2.6 minus 2.5, that is 0.1. 0.1. Here the difference is, student, which is the difference is more in the case of the carbon halogen bond, in the case of the carbon fluorine bond. The difference, the electronegativity difference between the atoms more in the case of the carbon fluorine bond when compared to the carbon chlorine, carbon bromine and carbon iodine bond Therefore, it is clear that we are expecting the dipole momentum of carbon fluorine, carbon chlorine, carbon bromine, carbon iodine is more than that. Carbon fluorine, the dipole momentum of the carbon fluorine bond is more than that of carbon chlorine, bromine and iodine bond because En difference is more. As electronegativity difference is more, dipole momentum is more. As En difference is less, the dipole momentum is also less. Hence, student, the CF, the fluoromethane is having highest dipole momentum than chloromethane, bromomethane and iodomethane. It is our expected, student. It is our expected, but it is never happens. The correct order of dipole momentum is the carbon chlorine bond is having highest dipole moment than carbon fluorine bond, then carbon bromine bond and then carbon iodine bond. The correct order of dipole moment will be like this, student. That is like this. Experimental values also given. Chloromethane, fluoromethane, bromomethane and iodomethane Chloromethane, fluoromethane, bromomethane and iodomethane. The order of the dipole momentum of the carbon halogen bond in the given compounds will be like this, student. The carbon chlorine bond is having dipole momentum 1.860 diby, 1.860 diby. The carbon fluorine bond is 1.84, very less difference student. And the carbon bromine bond is 1.830, and the carbon iodine bond dipole moment will be 1.636, 1.636. Here the observation student, carbon chlorine bond, chloromethane is having highest dipole momentum than fluoromethane. Fluoromethane is having highest than bromomethane. Bromomethane is having highest than iodomethane. Here only one thing student, this order will be, we are not expecting. Our expected order will be like this student. Our expected order will be fluoro greater than chloro, but here chloro greater than bromine. Remaining orders are as usual, bromine and iodine in the correct order. But here only some exception is there student. The reasons we are discussing student, very interesting reasons student. See students, reasons. The chloromethane is having highest dipole moment than fluoromethane, even though the fluorine is having highest electronegativity, the distance between the dipoles is very less. Why? Because students, even though the fluorine is having highest electronegativity, we will agree that 4.0, the distance between the dipoles, is very less student. That is CF bond is having bond length just 139 picometers, whereas carbon halogen bond is 178 picometer. Hence the product of Q and D is less in the case of carbon fluorine bond when compared to the carbon chlorine bond. We know the students, the dipole moment not only depends upon electronegativity, but also depends upon the distance between the dipoles. Here distance is less in the case of fluorine. Hence the product of distance and charge on the fluorine atom will be less in the case of fluoromethane. Hence fluoromethane is having less dipole moment than chloromethane. In examination they will ask student, why chloromethane is having highest dipole moment than fluoromethane? Means it is, even though fluorine is having highest electronegativity, the distance between the dipoles, that is bond length, is very less. As the bond length is less, distance is less. As the distance is less, the product of Q and D is less. As the product of Q and D is decreases, the dipole momentum also decreases. Right students? It is about dipole moment. Now conclusion is also there students, that we are discussing conclusion. Okay students, in this topic just 4 points conclusions are there. That conclusions we are discussing, then this topic is completed student. See students, conclusions. First one, nature of carbon halogen bond, that is polar covalent bond. In examination they will ask, which of the following is nature of sex bond? Polar covalent bond, non-polar covalent bond, ionic bond, coordinate covalent bond. Polar covalent bond is correct answer student. Next, bond length order of the carbon halogen bond in the case of methyl halides. Fluoromethane is having less bond length than chloromethane, than bromomethane, than iodomethane. The bond length will be increases from carbon fluorine to carbon iodine, because size of the halogen atom will be increases. The bond energy order decreases from fluoromethane to iodomethane, because the bond length is inversely proportional to the bond energy. The dipole moment of methyl halides is some exceptional order. Chloromethane is having highest dipole moment than fluoromethane, than bromomethane, than iodomethane, because even though fluorine is having highest electronegativity, the bond length is less. Hence the product of the distance and charge will be less. Therefore the dipole moment will be very less when compared to the chlorine when compared to the chloromethane With this, this topic is completed, student. Now we are starting a second topic, student. We are starting a second topic.